Welcome to Take Charge with Dr. Chichi, where nurses take control, break barriers, and build a future of financial freedom and career success. Whether you're burned out, ready to level up, or looking for the blueprint to thrive, you're in the right place. It's time to lead, grow, and win because your future starts now. Here's your host, Dr. Chichi.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another empowering episode of Take Charge with Dr. Chichi. This show is all about helping nurses, healthcare professionals, and everyday champions reclaim their peace, power, and purpose, one conversation at a time. Today's episode is one that's very close to my heart: burnout. Maybe you've been feeling drained, overwhelmed, or simply not yourself lately. Maybe you're doing everything for everyone, yet you still feel like you're running on empty. If that's you, I want you to know you are not alone. I've been there, I've lived it, and I've learned how to rise above it. So today, I'm going to walk you through what burnout really is and how to recognize it, and most importantly, how to take charge of your life again. So grab your tea, coffee, or maybe just a quiet moment for yourself and let's dive in. Our discussion on today's episode will be focused on what burnout really is, the cost of staying burned out, how to take charge of your life again. So, what burnout really is. So, let's talk about that one. Burnout is more than just being tired. It's that deep emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion that builds up over time, especially when you keep pouring into others without refilling your own cup. It's when you love what you do, but you no longer feel joy doing it. It's when the passion that once filled you now feels like a heavy weight. You may start noticing things like irritability, difficulty concentrating, or even waking up already exhausted. For healthcare professionals, especially nurses, burnout can sneak up slowly. You start missing meals, ignoring your own appointments, skipping rest, and before long, your passion feels depleted. And here is the truth. Burnout doesn't mean you're weak. It means you've been strong for too long, without support, without boundaries, without balance. It's your body and spirit's way of saying enough. It's time to take care of me too. All right. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the cost of staying burnt out. Now let's talk about what happens when we ignore burnout. Burnout doesn't just affect how you feel, it affects how you live. It impacts your health, your relationships, your performance, and even finances. Many people stay in burnout because um, they feel trapped by obligation, by fear, or even by financial pressure. I can't stop now. I have bills. I have responsibilities. People depend on me. I mean, you will have so many reasons, but I want to tell you to think about this question. And that question is, what is burnout costing you right now? Let me repeat that again. What is burnout costing you right now? Is it costing your peace, your joy, your health, your connection with God or your family? Staying in a burnout is like driving a car on E, like your car is on empty and you might keep moving for a while, but eventually you will break down in the middle of the road. And when you do, the repair costs are much higher. My friend, it's okay to pause. It's okay to reset. You don't have to break down to rebuild. So let's talk about this next step. It said how to take charge of your life again. How do you take charge of your life again? Is a question. How do you take charge of your life again? So how do we take charge again? So I want to break it into 5 steps. 5 steps. 5 take charge framework, which is a practical, faith-centered way to move from burnout to breakthrough. Number 1 will be pause and acknowledge. Just pause and acknowledge. Prioritize what matters most is the step 2. Step 3 will be rebuild your spark. And step 4 will be plan for financial and life freedom. Step 5 will be stay consistent and connected. So let's talk about these steps. Step 1 will be pause and acknowledge. If you're with me, just type on the forum or type on your chat. I hear you. Healing begins with honesty. So take a deep breath. Just breathe. Deep breathe and admit to yourself, I am tired. I am burnt out. I need help. So there's no shame in acknowledging your limit. Awareness is the first step towards freedom. When you can name what's wrong, you can begin to heal. You can begin to heal, and you can begin to heal well. So step two is prioritize what matters most. When you're burnt out, everything feels urgent, but not everything is important. This is your moment to refocus on what truly matters. Your faith, your family, your health, your purpose. And then start saying no to things that drain you. Because every yes to something that exalts you is a no to your own peace. So step 3 will be rebuild your spark. So begin and rebuild your spark. So begin restoring your spark by reconnecting with what makes you feel alive. Maybe that's things like journaling, prayer walks, dancing, gardening, or spending quiet time with loved ones. Rebuilding doesn't have to be dramatic. It just means you need to be intentional. Small daily choices, all of those add up to big transformation. And then step 4 will be plan for financial and life freedom. Financial stress is one of the biggest causes of burnout. Many people stay in a toxic environment because they feel they cannot afford to leave. And that's why part of taking charge is creating a plan for financial freedom. I raise my hand because that's me. I'm talking to myself. So saving, investing, and building a side business, by doing that, freedom begins. And that freedom begins with knowledge. In other words, educate yourself and take charge of your finances. Step 5 will be stay consistent and connected. Healing is not a one-day event, it's daily decision. Stay connected to people who uplift you, have mentors, network. Be engaged in routines that recharge you. Your consistency becomes your comeback story. I'm telling you. I say, stay connected to people who uplift you and routines that recharge you. I find out that what recharges me is giving back to my community. And when I give back to my community, I am recharged. Giving back goes a long way in making you strong. So the fourth step will be faith, reflection, and affirmation. So burnout can make you feel forgotten, but God never leaves you. In Isaiah 43:2, it says, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you walk through the fire, you shall not be burnt. I like to think about the grace of God is what has sustained me. And I always read the word of God or reflect on the word of God, and that's what keeps me strong. You will pass through water, it says, and I will be with you. And you will walk through fire, and you shall not be burnt. It doesn't mean you're not going to feel the heat. You're going to feel the heat, but it will not burn you because guess what? God is with you, you know. And burnout is not the end, my people. Burnout is not the end. It's a redirection. It's an invitation to pause and realign and rise again. So I want you to say this affirmation with me if you're burned out or if you're feeling like you're down. I want you to say, I am not defined by my exhaustion. I'm equipped to recover, refocus, and rise. I'm taking charge of my life, my peace, and my purpose. So let's say that again. I am not defined by my exhaustion. I'm equipped to recover, refocus, and rise. I'm taking charge of my life, my peace, and my purpose. I had the honor of talking to some nurses, and they told me how they felt, how they got burnt out at their different jobs and what they did to take charge. Listen. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Dr. Chichi. I am doing good. Thank you.
Good. What's your name?
My name is Jennifer Igiobo.
Wow, Jennifer, so good to see you.
Thank you.
Have you ever experienced burnout before?
Yes, I have.
Oh my goodness. You're a nurse too, right?
Yes, I am a nurse. Thank God.
Yes. So
Uh,
what was burnout for you?
so there was one time I was working at a surgical unit, and it was a very intense unit where we have severely sick patients, and the ratio at that time was very high. So the ratio to a patient to a nurse, and it wasn't like when it comes to coming to work, I always have a panic attack coming to work. So and I know that this is not the kind of nurse that I want to be, and this is I love my profession, but I was just scared coming to work. So I brought it up during our staff meeting, and what I noticed is that during our staff meeting, when questions are being asked or when tasks are being laid on us, my fellow co-workers just don't speak up. They take just take whatever was thrown at us. So this day I spoke up and I raised the suggestion, and if we can cut back on our patient ratio, and when I raised the topic, I noticed that my other co-workers, like were interested and they did contribute to the meeting. So the management listened, and thankfully they adjusted our ratio, and I was everything was good, and then everything went back to normal, and I was happy coming to work.
So you took charge.
I did.
Thank you. Wow, amazing. I mean, what you just told me is that is important to speak out.
Yes.
Speak up.
Yes.
Talk to the people in charge.
Yes.
Because sometimes they don't know what we're going through unless we tell them.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Hello, sister. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You're
How
a
are
nurse,
you?
right?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I'm a
Have you ever
psychiatric nurse.
psychiatric nurse?
Yes.
Wow, wow. How long have you been a nurse?
I would say about 25 years.
Wow. Have you ever experienced burnout before?
Of course, all the time.
Oh my God.
Every nurse that I work with, we went through a lot.
Every nurse that I talk to will
Yeah.
tell me, when I say, have you experienced burnout? They're like, of
Of
course.
course.
So let me ask you,
Yes.
how will you describe burnout?
Giving you a patient more than you can even take care of. you know, a lot of admission in and out, short of staff to take care of those patients. It's just too overwhelming sometimes. Yeah.
So, have you taken charge? How do you handle your burnout?
Oh boy, I take time off. I need my mental break. I call out. I just tell them. I don't say I'm sick. I just tell them I need a mental break. Yes,
Wow.
that's how bad it is.
It's good to know how to take charge though, because you don't want to go down, right?
Of course, yes. You have to
They have to.
in a place like that. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sister.
You're
God
welcome.
bless you.
Anytime.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name?
My name is Mrs. Mercy Ekudom.
Mercy Ibudum.
Yes.
Sister
I'll,
Mercy
I'll add Mrs. Mercy Amas Ekudom.
Ibudum.
My
Wow.
maiden
You're a
name.
nurse, right?
I'm a nurse.
How long?
Very much a nurse.
Very much a nurse. How long have you been a nurse?
Over 30 years.
30 years. 30 years. Have you ever experienced burnout?
Of course.
Wow. So, how will you describe burnout for you?
Burnout for me was not wanting to go to work.
Oh, man.
Every time you're going to work, you're angry. You say, oh no, not again today. You don't want to go. I want to just do as if it's not going to be happening. But you sluggishly walk yourself to the
Just
building.
going. Wow.
And you get there, you really don't want to mingle with anybody. You just want to do your work
And go home. Wow.
But people don't allow you to do that because they want you to mentor, to preset, to charge. And then you end up being worn out. And don't want to return back the following day.
Wow.
So you end up calling out more than you're supposed to, and you end up going to work late when you're supposed to be there at a certain time of the day. You end up being 30 minutes, 45 minutes late, and you get reprimanded.
And then when you've had it, you'll be like, I'm gone.
When I had that,
So how did you take charge?
I took charge by just letting them know that I was going PRN.
Oh, you went PRN.
I went PRN first.
And then
they told me, okay, my PRN, I have to be there at least once a month. That once a month never happened. So I didn't go. So they called me and said, okay, you have not been fulfilling your PRN status. Okay. I said, okay, go ahead and just take it. I quit.
Oh, you quit?
I quit.
So the way you took charge was that you quit your job?
I quit it.
Oh my goodness.
And then I had my own business going.
Wow.
Started, and I focused on that.
So you taking charge was to quit and start your own business?
I did my own thing. Actually, I had my own at that time, but I was not focusing.
Yes.
I was not taking it as a full. I was doing it a part-time.
Wow.
Then after I quit, I went my 100%.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
It's amazing that nurses go to work or healthcare professionals go to work and they feel that much burnout. But you can see 3 of them that I talked to took charge somehow. One of them quit. One of them had to rechannel her energy in what makes her strong. And some of them will say, no, I'm not going to work today. Whatever makes you get your mental health is more important. Because if you break while you're doing that, or you get broken by doing that, you won't be alive to continue doing it. So it's important to take charge. Thank you so much for joining me today on Take Charge with Dr. Chichi. So if this episode spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and leave a review on YouTube. And join our Take Charge community. Your feedback helps others discover the show and reminds them that healing is possible. Remember, you're not stuck. You are in transition. You are stronger than the storm. are more powerful than the pressure. You can take charge of your health, career, and future. Your setback do not define you. With courage and vision, you can take charge of your health, your career, and your future. Burnout is not your identity. You are not alone. You were created for more peace, more purpose, more power. You have the power to rewrite your story. Don't settle. Take charge because your future starts now. Your well-being matters. Your purpose is too valuable to burn out. Keep shining, keep thriving, and keep taking charge of your peace, purpose, and power. Until next time, take charge. Bye for now. Thank you.
Take Charge with Dr. Chichi is a brand of Sparkling Star Development Strategies LLC. The information provided is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or medical advice. Financial services are offered independently by Dr. Chichi in accordance with applicable licensing and regulatory standards. Thank you for watching.